British Columbia proved to be unforgiving and relentless.
Just really hard for me with my leg.
That's him.
Which one?
The two together. Don't shoot.
After a promising start to the trip, bad weather, sickness, and struggles with cancer left the team with only one tag filled.
I'm kind of at a loss for words right now. And we're gonna have to say goodbye to British Columbia with just some great memories.
So today's kind of a special workout, kind of a little less traditional mountain training than we're doing. We're just lifting weights, throwing heavy weights because I get to work out with my son. He's home from college on spring break, so I'm sure he'll push me today. Three, two, one. Now incline, we'll move to incline to work the upper chest, which is kind of a weak area of mine. It's because I have shoulder issues and it's hard on my shoulder, but we'll get it.
Patrick's life changed forever after a helicopter crash in Iraq. With over 37 back surgeries and the amputation of his leg, Patrick knows exactly what he needs to work on to be ready for the backcountry of Wyoming. This isn't Patrick's first time on the mountain. He is using the knowledge from past hunts to prepare for whatever is thrown at him. He knows the difficulties ahead, but is determined to make this hunt successful.
So pretty big news this year. I'm excited to be sitting here telling everybody this. At the sheep show this year, I was approached by Mr. Colby Gines with Wilderness Adventures. He had informed me that Dr. Eric Schmidt was donating his points for a Wyoming Rocky Mountain Bighorn tag to me. You know, I can't explain or even come to words of this selfless act of kindness that this gentleman is showing me. I've never met him. He really doesn't know who I am other than seeing me on Sheep Shape. It's just, I know he has some health problems, some knee issues and back issues that he won't be able to complete the hunt. And instead of letting his points go to waste, he decided to donate them to me. So along with the selfless act of kindness that Dr. Eric Schmidt showed me by giving me the tag, Colby Gines with Wilderness Adventures is also donating his time to fully guide me on this hunt. And that's big because you know, these guys this is their livelihood, this is what they do. And for somebody to donate their time for me on a hunt like this, you know, it means the world to me. It's a big deal. I'm fortunate. I'm a blessed man to be in this position, and you know, I wish Mr. Schmidt could be there with me the whole time, but you know, we're gonna go get it done.
Ready to take on the wilderness of Wyoming, Patrick packs his essentials for the trip to Gunwerks, where he will make the final adjustments to his rifle.
We're heading out in the morning, flying up to Wyoming. Going to be a pretty action-packed next couple of weeks. We're going to fly into Cody tomorrow, spend a day and a half at the new Gunwerks facility, get a tour of the new facility, and you know, see how these surgical instruments are made. I've never used an external frame pack. This pack from the Outdoorsman's, it's super comfortable for me. It gives me a lot of back support and when I have heavier weight in here, so I'm excited about getting this thing up in the mountains and trying it out. All right, so we'll get this thing up there, make sure everything's good to go for this hunt. I mean, any hunt, I mean, you wanna make sure your rifle's on, but I'm anticipating my shot being on this hunt being pretty good ways, but we'll see. Either way, we're gonna be at the facility and we'll get it checked out, and if there's any issues, then we'll take care of them there.
This segment has been brought to you by Buck Knives, Edge of a Legend.
All right, we're in Cody now at Gunwerks' new shop. I'm excited to check it out. We're gonna go in here and take part in a rifle build and assemble one. Later on this afternoon, we'll have it out at the range, doing all the test shooting and developing the load, getting the scope on it. So we're gonna go through the whole process here today. Super excited.
Gunwerks has proven their tagline, 1,000 yards out of the box, but the process behind it is quite exceptional. From the machines to hands-on assembly, it is a well-oiled machine producing a quality rifle for any adventure.
While you got time here, I know you're a little early for your hunt, but I want to take you through the shop and show you the new shop, the new digs. It's been a while since you kind of seen what we were doing.
It is.
And kind of show you new machines, new process, new parts, and kind of give you a rundown on how we put a gun together.
Much more room here.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, we've got some room to expand.
With a bigger shop, Gunwerks has been able to create a smoother workflow. This has allowed them to speed up the assembly process. While the number of guns produced has increased, the quality stays the same.
Probably one of the most defining characteristics of a rifle system is the rifle stock. Other than that, really, it's just how heavy the barrel contour is, and those two factors essentially define, you know, what that gun behaves like. You know, what's the purpose? Are you sheep hunting with it? You doing tactical competition? So I always felt like the stock, because you have so much interface with it during the shot, and then, you know, handling, setting up, getting steady. To me, the stock is like the lifeblood of the rifle system.
After years of hunting and long-range shooting, Aaron and the crew have perfected their stocks for different types of shooting conditions. Based off a set of codes, the new machines will inlet barrel channels, action inletting, etc., all built to the specific order in which the customers have requested.
But here's a stock that's, you know, ready for paint. So everything we don't want painted is taped off. Everything else will get painted.
With a unique paint method, they offer 12 different stock colors and different rifle barrel colors, allowing each rifle to have its own look.
John, how's it going today?
Pretty good so far.
Nice. Hey, if you mind, we're just going to get in your space a little bit. I'm going to show Patrick kind of the last steps on putting one of these systems together. So he's got the stuff together. We'll watch him as he finishes up that assembly, but it's just two parts. Then he drops that in place. He's got the bolt together already. So John, on a good day, is basically, he's 45 minutes, put a couple of cookie breaks in there. You're putting 6-8 guns together a day?
6 to 8, yeah.
Very cool.
Since I got my first Gunwerks till now, what's your turnaround time now?
You know, it's like just 2 years ago, it basically start to finish was 6 weeks, you know, plus or minus a week, so 6-7 weeks. Right now, the guys start and finish a gun in 4 days. And so what all that has been, you were doing the same amount of work. The difference is just making sure all of our processes are broke up and stacked up, and just eliminating things like paper. You know, we still have that part of our that we're not going to get in the shop, which is the shooting part. And that's still the unknown. It's like, we can do a perfect job putting this together, but when we go to the range, if it doesn't work perfectly, that gun's not done.
Well, that's really when the work starts. I mean,
The work and the proof. It's like I don't have anybody to blame it on. It's like we've got the ammo, the scope, the gun, everything. And if it doesn't shoot like it's supposed to, then we got to scrap it. Most of the time, you know, as long as we've done our stuff right, it comes down to the barrel. And if the barrel's good, it works. If the barrel's not good, then we have to rebarrel the gun.
Well, and that's what sets you apart, really. I mean, because you're sending out a product that you can take out of the box.
That works. There's no excuse. There's nobody to blame it on.
With the knowledge and precision Gunwerks has founded itself on, each rifle is built with reliability and unwavering attention to detail.
This is probably one of the coolest things about this case is the foam and the engineering that went into getting this shape. This shape will accommodate every single rifle style that we do, whether it's tactical bottom metal, standard bottom metal, you know, tactical stock, sporter stock, lightweight gun, and the way it traps the gun protects it even though, you know, it's not a tight fit. So this works for every one of our guns, and then it's got space for all your rangefinder and stuff, so that when the customer gets it, he gets that out of the box experience. I mean, we trademarked that 1,000 yards out of the box for a reason. This is what we do, is we send a finished gun that is ready to shoot.
This segment has been brought to you by Wild Sheep Foundation. This segment is brought to you by Gunwerks, 1,000 yards out of the box.
Watch your ears in case he's ready to shoot. You about got it wrapped up?
Yeah.
So I'm giving Pat the tour today on, you know, kind of putting the Gunwerks system together, and wanted to bring him down here and show him kind of how we finish up a rifle, so to speak. So essentially, we start with kind of the same program every other gun maker has, which is put a rifle together, you know, your system. And then we come down here to the range and we put about that much more work into finishing up.
At least.
Yeah, it seems like, don't it? It would be nice just to be able to ship rifles out, right? Let the customer sort it out.
Yep.
So the main thing that we're doing here is, you know, kind of the accuracy validation, function testing, you know, going through the system, making sure, you know, none of the guys back at the shop miss anything. And once you've put the hands on, shot the groups at 100 yards, validated it, then we take it long and we essentially do a ballistic profile where we shoot groups at long range, you know, measure the drop, and then plug that information back in the computer. So are you done with this one? Shot the long stuff?
Yep, just finished at 970.
After accuracy validation and the ballistic profiling, Jeremy then makes a turret specific to that rifle. They are able to send the turrets through their laser machine, where they set up the customer's preferred number system on the turret, DDC, mil-rad, or minutes of angle. Before Patrick finishes his tour, he and Jeremy swap out his old scope for his new Swarovski scope, which he will use on his sheep hunt.
Well, first things first, we'll get rid of the old scope here, get it off of there. And luckily, we get to go right back in with the same rings. So now that we have the rings all ready to go, all nice and lapped in, what we'll do is we'll get this set in place. What we'll do is we'll make sure we get the right eye relief first for Pat. And then this is where we can make any adjustment to fit, you know, Pat, wherever he needs it to be.
That's good.
Like it?
Once they have Patrick's eye relief, they make sure the gun is perfectly level, and then they begin leveling the scope. From here, they are able to tighten down the rings securing the scope, so it has no way it could be knocked off alignment.
Now all we have to do is go get your zero, shoot some data, and build a turret. You'll be ready to go kill some sheep.
Everybody good on the ears? Yep. All right, I'm gonna send it. Can you tell? I can't
I think
tell.
you shot right through the green pole on the right side. So what is that, like 10 minutes, 11 minutes to the right?
So go left 10?
Yeah, go left 10.
All right, I'm gonna send it.
Yep.
Patrick's rifle is dialed in at 100 yards. Jeremy then has Patrick shoot out to 200 yards and makes a few more adjustments. After a few shots at different ranges, they know they have it dialed in. Before finishing, Jeremy has Patrick test out his skills at 970 yards.
Little bit of left to right, but just hold dead center.
All right, you all ready?
Did you dial 19 3/4?
I did.
Give me a good squeeze.
Let's send it.
Send it. Bullseye. Let's put another one right there, but I think you're golden. Good shot, Pat.
After several shots and some precise adjustments, Patrick and Jeremy have dialed in his rifle to shoot 1,000 yards. This is the same process they use on every gun before shipping them to their customers.
Okay, the wind's starting to go right to left a little bit. If you can, shoot the right edge of the dot.
Okay,
Right edge of the dot.
got it. Let's send it.
Send it anytime you're ready. Ah, right on top of your last one. All right, man. Good shooting. 2-inch group at 970 yards.
We're right there.
We're good to go.
So the only thing I have to pray for is the wind is like this.
Yeah, good day for zeroing, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's, and you know, I could see the dot perfect, so.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're good.
You're ready to go.
This segment has been brought to you by Matthews Archery.
So I'd encourage everybody to go on the Gunwerks site, and they have a rifle builder tool on there where you can go in and build your own rifle and customize it how you like it. The different options, different colors. You know, you can add the bipod, you can add the rangefinders, you can buy the whole package at once. But the big thing is you can go on there and completely build the rifle just like you like it. This just so happens to be the one that I like. It's kind of their Mountain X version. It's a Magnus stock, fluted barrel, and in the 7 LRM, which is the Gunwerks cartridge.
Gunwerks, 1,000 yards out of the box.
Just kind of going through some stuff, finalizing some stuff before tomorrow. We got a pretty big day tomorrow. Awesome once-in-a-lifetime hunt we're getting ready to go on. Now, I can't tell you, I'm pumped. I'm probably not going to be able to sleep the flight in. I was so anxious. I'm at a loss for words, really. I'm ready to get on the mountains. Now, in 3 days, when we do this, I'm probably not going to be maybe this excited. I'm probably going to be tired. But hey, man, that's what it's about. We're going to get after them. And some pretty rough country we're going to be in, but you know, that's why we do this. We train hard, and we don't sheep out because it's easy. So we're just going to get everything organized tonight, do what we got to do tomorrow, and then we're gonna head out. We got a 9.5-hour grueling horseback ride to get in. I hope they give me one with good shocks because my back already hurts. So anyways, we'll see.
After several failed attempts to acquire a filming permit in the national forest which Patrick will be hunting his bighorn sheep, the team will not be able to film this trip. Patrick has trained hard for this once-in-a-lifetime hunt. For the next 2 weeks, he will take on the unforgiving backcountry and will do all he can to come back with a ram in hand.
All right, we just got back a few days ago from the bighorn hunt. Some of the most beautiful country I've ever laid eyes on. You know, words can't even really describe it. It was just, you're in awe the whole time. You know, it's kind of a funny story. It's funny how everything works out. You know, we spent the next 5 or 6 days. We'd seen some sheep. None of it just didn't pan out to where we could get on them and make a move on them, and you know, that's the way it goes. So. But we were actually 2 days before I'm going home, we're riding down through the meadow, and we see a tent. And, you know, Colby's kind of in shock because, you know, it's 20-some miles back in there without horses or anything, and you just see a tent. You know, you gotta wonder who it is. So we ride up to the tent, and, you know, we hollered, and it was Jeff and Randy Johnson, they're brothers. I'll never forget these two cats. They're great dudes. They'd been scouting this area for a long time, for months leading up into his hunt. And they get to talking about a sheep they had seen a while back. They described him to me, said he was a really, really old ram, mature. He was missing, he was kind of broke off half of his left horn, on his left side, and I just kind of jokingly, I looked at Randy and I started laughing. I was like, well, he's, half his left horn, I'm missing half my left leg, it's a match made in heaven. Well, it kind of got everybody to giggling, but then I think after a little bit, it just kind of sunk in, and they were like, dang, this could be it. And so they described to us, and they pointed out to us on the map where the last place they saw him, and so, us only having a day of hunting left, we came up with a pretty good game plan, and so we were going to get up early the next morning and just, take a shot at it and go after it. And, so that's what we did. That next morning we got up, and we made the horse ride up as far as we could, and then got off the horses, and sure enough, man, I mean, it was within 150 to 200 yards of where they said he would be as Colby spotted him. I mean, the sheep had no idea we were there, and he was getting ready to bed down. He was pretty content. He was a loner sheep by himself, big old mature ram. So we got within, I think the kill shot was like 376 yards or something. We got in there, and Colby said, take him. And so I was already set up, and as soon as he said that, I squeezed the trigger, and he dropped right in his bed. And getting up to that sheep, I knew as soon as I saw him, it was meant to be. I mean, that's it. Just seemed like that I was meant to do that hunt, meant to go through everything I went through there, and just to get that sheep. I wouldn't trade that sheep for any other sheep in the world, and it was a special moment for me. And so sitting up on the mountain and being able to call Dr. Schmidt and on the sat phone and tell him what I'd done, it was a special moment.
Next week on Sheep Shape, Chad Hall and his friend David Ringenberger make landfall in the frozen Arctic, where they will face sub-zero temperatures as they each work to close the distance on a muskox. It is a new land with new faces. Next week on Sheep Shape.